Hi, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing, and now we're going to know. But first, we got to start it with a hug. I thank you guys for all the comments. I actually read the comments, and some of them were funny. You guys have strong opinions, and I love it. And I'm so glad that people are getting, you can agree to disagree, because sometimes no one loves your favorite artist talked about. I love that you guys love the old school scandals. I'm going to start incorporating more of that into the stories, but it was so good. Hi, you guys. Let's start off on Monday. The next versus battle, Sunday, October 17th. It's Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One. I really thought that the VERZUZ would kind of like die down now that concerts are coming back, but no, they're stronger than ever. It's going to be held in New York City, and it's going to be Kane and KRS-One. I was secretly hoping when I heard that there was going to be another VERZUZ that it would be Kane and Rakim, but it's Kane and it's KRS-One. Who do you have? I'm team Big Daddy Kane over here. Nothing against KRS-One, but I'm team Big Daddy Kane. But Sunday, October 17th, y'all. Mark it on your calendars. The BET Awards are set for tomorrow. Filming took place in Atlanta over the weekend. Nick Cannon came dressed crazy. I don't get this new gimmick thing with him. Singer Summer Walker was denied entrance because she won't get vaccinated. They were very strict. And for people who says, well, how do you know? What did her COVID test say? They wasn't letting her in because of her past comments, and she went on to complain. The BET Hip Hop Awards, the I Am Legend Award, is going to Nelly. And he is deserving. He said he is so honored. Did y'all know he had a country album out? I was like, Nelly gonna get that money. He's saying Lil Nas X, you're not gonna get all this money. He has a country album out. And he says he's done a lot of festivals and things like that. So it's just natural for him. And it shot up to the top of the charts. But Nelly, the I Am Legend Award for the BET Hip Hop Awards. Now, Auntie may not know most of these new people, all these little babies and Dub Baby, Little Baby, The Baby. But I love the Cypher. I think the Cypher is the best part of the BET Awards. Because I don't be understanding what they be saying today. But when they get them Cyphers, I get it. And I understand it. And the Cypher is really excellent with the BET Awards. Let's talk movies. We're heading into No Time to Die. The James Bond movie, child, it is making so much money overseas. Opens in theaters on Friday. Actor Daniel Craig, who has played James Bond, this character for about 15 years, he's stepping away from it. This is his last James Bond movie. There's, wondering, will the next James Bond be a woman? Will it be an African American, a person of color? Who's going to be the next James Bond? This movie opens in theaters on Friday. Now, number one at the box office was that horror movie Venom. If you love movies like that, this movie took in over $90 million. Wow! Over $90 million Venom took in at the box office. Now, how did The Many Saints of Newark do at the box office? Not well. This movie cost $50 million to make. It only made $5 million at the box office. Now, it doesn't mean that people didn't see it, because it was in theaters and it was on HBO Max. And think about it. The Sopranos and This Many Saints of Newark is nothing but a prequel to The Sopranos. The Sopranos was a TV show. It was never a movie. So they took a gamble there. And I think most people did, like me. They decided to watch this at home, in their homes. I really enjoyed this movie. I know some critics tore it apart. Some people are very angry of the African American presence in this movie, and this is where Leslie Odom Jr. and Bettina Miller come in. You can't tell this story about that era in Newark, New Jersey, without talking about the social unrest and uprising that African Americans went through at that time. I love the nephew because it was really based on Tony Soprano's uncle. Him, Dicky Maltusanti, and the actor who played him was amazing. I love the storyline. I was hoping that they would do another one because it's like, ooh, they're setting us up for something else. We got to wait for the HBO numbers to come out, but maybe they will and continue the story of a young Tony Soprano. But I enjoyed it. Yes, there was a lot going on, but if you are a true Sopranos fan, you get to see that backstory, why Uncle Junior was the way he was and why Tony Soprano's mom was the way she was. It kind of like really built up and just gave you like a fill-in. Didn't do well at the box office. Hopefully it did much better, and I think it did on HBO Max, but The Many Saints of Newark. Mike Tyson is ready to get back in the ring. He is looking at that money. He says he'll fight either of the Paul brothers. These are the YouTube stars who are just making money with these silly fights. They're not even real fights. Logan, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson said, y'all can't beat me. And one of them got cocky and said, we want to fight Mike Tyson because they think about that money. Mike think about that money too. Now, guess who else wants to fight Iron Mike Tyson? Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar, he's different. He just married 2 women, had the ceremony with 2 wives, and he gets on, he rants about interracial relationships. But he was also supposed to build a school. And I'm one of those, like, Dr. Umar, where the damn school at? Where the school? You keep doing everything else with the school. Now you want to fight Mike Tyson, but where the school? I just ask it, where's school? Where's the school, Doc? Where's school? He wants to fight Iron Mike. He's seeing money too. Trust me. He's looking like. Now y'all know Mike Tyson would just knock everybody out. Natalie Morales is leaving NBC and the Today Show after 20 years. She's going to be joining the CBS talk show, The Talk. It was a mass exodus. It's totally new. The only original one is Cheryl Underwood. But Natalie Morales, they're going to be announcing that any day. She's going to be the new hostess, or she'll probably be the main hostess on The Talk. They've got men now and other people, but they needed like a lead person, and that lead person is going to be Natalie Morales. Katie Couric, you guys were funny in your responses about this book going there. She has made so many people angry and admitting that she was a mean girl and kind of like held other women's careers back, that she wasn't always the nicest of people. I think the disaster period at CBS made her even bitter because people are like, why is she writing this book? Why is she saying all this stuff? She don't need the money. She don't need the money, and she could be tarnishing her legacy because they're telling people not to buy the damn book. I was giving out excerpts, the mean things she said about Diane Sawyer, Ashley Banfield, Deborah Norville. She was, Katie was something, and I think she has sealed her fate that she ain't going to be on no network TV, but who's going to sit down and talk with her? She bashed everybody. She said to Martha Stewart, she should have been to jail. It'll humble her. She talked about a lot of people in a very surprising book that's coming out soon. Robin Thicke is in some trouble. We know Blurred Lines. He got sued by Marvin Gaye's family. Well, there was a supermodel who is claiming that during the filming of Blurred Lines, he groped her. Now, during this period of Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke wasn't in his right mind. The drinking, the drugs, the glass, it was too much. He had to just step away from that whole thing. He was hotter than hot, and then found out after those lawsuits and, you know, being sued by Marvin Gaye's family, he had to just like take a chill. But the supermodel is claiming that Robin Thicke, who now is the father of 4 kids, his girlfriend had 3, she's accusing him of groping her. So what's going to happen with Wendy Williams if she doesn't come back? They have a contingency plan, y'all. If she decides that her health challenges are too much, they're going to slip Nick Cannon's show right in there. Now, everyone's saying, where does Nick Cannon show? They air on Fox stations. Here in Philadelphia, it's at noon on Fox 29. But the Nick Cannon show airs on Fox stations. That was, I think, their plan all along. Like, if something didn't work out, we're just going to put Nick Cannon in there. Now, Nick Cannon is no Wendy, and the show needs help. But they got a backup plan. They got a backup plan, y'all. If Wendy decides to end the show. The Broadway musical, The Temptations, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, has a new producer in the form of singer John Legend. He and his crew, they have signed on to ensure that this show is going to last. That's on my bucket list for next year to see. Ain't Too Proud to Beg on Broadway, but John Legend and his partners have signed on to be producers of the musical. Netflix, they have established a $5.4 million scholarship in the name of Chadwick Boseman at Howard University. Chadwick starred, his last two movies were The Five Bloods, the Spike Lee movie, and then Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He went to Howard, proud Howard student. They renamed the whole theater after him, and now Netflix stepping up to the plate and establishing a $5.4 million scholarship. They've already started giving out these yearly scholarships already. Big congrats, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Rudy from The Cosby Show. She finally seems to be in a secure and happy situation. She got married over the weekend to an actor, and he is good looking. She had a baby by Ed Hartwell, and his first baby mama, maybe she's not the first, but Keith Sweat's ex-wife. This guy, Ed, treated Keisha bad because he didn't want the baby, and she went on and had the baby, and she had to go through that. And it's like, why are they doing that to Rudy? But Rudy seems happy, y'all. She seems happy with this. I do read the comments, so let me know what you think of the verses. Big Daddy Kane or KS1? I'm Team Big Daddy Kane. If Wendy decides not to come back, do you think that Nick Cannon is a good replacement? Because that's what they're saying. You guys are so funny with the Katie Couric book on Going There. I am ending the show with an old school story. There was a singer back in the day named Tammy Terrell. She hailed from Philadelphia. She did so many songs with Marvin Gaye. Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. If This World Were Mine. Marvin and Tammy, they were not a couple, but they just put together these fabulous, like, love songs. They look so good together. Tammy Terrell had gotten involved with James Brown. Yes, the godfather of soul. She was 17 years old. He was 30. Her parents had to get her out of the relationship because James Brown was beating her behind. He plowed her and her friends with gifts and furs and jewelry. But there was a mean side, which was depicted, y'all, in the James Brown movie. They don't deny that he wasn't abusive. They let you know that he had a problem putting his hands on women. But Tammy Terrell, her parents had to rescue her out of that relationship. She jumps right into another bad relationship with David Ruffin, who used to be the lead singer for The Temptations with that great voice. She wound up in a relationship with him. He was beating her behind. She died at the age of 24 from brain cancer. She had a beautiful voice and she was pretty, but she did not make good personal decisions. Hit the channel, hit the notification so you'll never miss a beat of what's going on. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments. I love hearing from you guys, and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. It's not cute, not knowing, and now you know. And I'm gonna I won't do it every day, but I'm gonna be looking for more old school stories to share with you. That Bobby Womack last week, that was something. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for joining me.